Okay, hello. So I chose to do this blog as a vlog of basically, it's like similar to my share out, but this is my methodology module. And I thought it was really cool. I chose to do text analysis and I used the Voyant tools. And what I basically did was I found a PDF version of the Bible online with the Catholic Bible. And it's a huge file. It's like, it took like, in Word, it like said like copying or something. I was trying, it was just crazy like when I was trying to put it in there. It's like over 100, like many pages. Anyways, so once it pasted in here finally, I was able to run all the, just like able to run it through the thing. And I got some really cool results, which I was really curious to see how just how the Bible will be broken down word-wise. So like the first thing I looked at was over here, and it was just like basically the lowest option for the amount of terms. And you can see that Lord, God, said, shall, those are the biggest ones. And I thought this was really interesting because Lord, okay, it makes sense for the Old Testament, which I found out was a majority of the Bible. So it's basically him talking, but then once they get like over the nouns, it's basically a very commanding past tense thing. It's like shall, like you shall do, he shall, it's like just like constantly over and over. And then said, like having things that he said, and then I guess, and you can see that sons and son and king, it's very masculine. It's like folk and man, you can see very large too. These are just the smallest number of terms. So you can see that it's very big in the Bible. It's like focused on like commanding and men, and women don't really have anything to say in this one. But then when you blow it up real big to 500 terms, there's a whole bunch, but you can still see that these are the biggest ones and like by a majority. But house pops in there, things, I thought that was really interesting. Lord pops in there a total of 8,333 times, which is just insane. So then when you look down here, the total amount of words, it was 1,010,540. And I just thought that was crazy. But there's only 15,351 unique terms, which is super weird because just the amount of it's like the same thing over and over again apparently, just with different combinations of the same characters, because that is just a very much bigger number than that one. And the vocabulary density is 1.5%. So basically, at least this version of the Bible, that could have been their intention, was this could be read by almost anybody because the vocabulary is just very low. And the average words per sentence, that didn't mean much to me. It was 43.8, which was cool, I guess. That's kind of long, honestly. And the most frequent words in the corpus were Lord, shall, God, said, and sons, as I was saying earlier. But this was cool over here. Okay, that's just a thing. But they had this cool little thing called like Termsbury, where when it loads, it's just so big. We might have to come back to that one. But there it is. It just says all the different times, the numbers, you can see them right there, 931, 4,920 for God. So over here, this is really neat. It's the most common words from over here in a thing, and it shows the 7 segments of the Bible, document segments, this one has 10, how often that word appeared in each segment. So I thought it'd be really interesting to run Jesus through here because I know he doesn't appear until the New Testament. So I did Jesus, type that down there, and I hit enter, and you can see he's non-dimensional, like doesn't exist, and then something weird happens, which I thought was really interesting. He went up, like I guess he got started to get mentioned, and I don't know much, I didn't learn the Bible very well, but then he went just like negative, like I don't know, or yeah, I guess he went down to 0 for that little bit, and then super popular, and then I guess, I don't know the Bible very well, but I guess it's those books at the ends, he becomes less important as it goes. So I thought that was really interesting. I might try to do something with my iteration for that, because I might try to break up the New Testament and the Old Testament together, but I'll touch on that in a little bit. But this is just really cool down here. So it's like when they have the things, it's like the Lord, and it's the way the sentences are used, and it's just really cool. So I thought it was really interesting. It's like really applicable because like we said in class, how if you get a what are they called? The terms of service, you can see like the most common words. It'd be really interesting to see if they, like this would be really cool like to apply to that, because you could see like how often they like use commanding words or threatening voice, that you could pull up the threatening word and then like check the wording of it over here. So it's just really cool to see how you can apply that to different like things in life, how you can, and if you manage to get like a book digitized or something, you can see like what the most popular characters, like what they're doing. So it's a really cool way to just like get to know what's in the document without spending the time to go through it yourself. So it was really cool.